can't touch my screen, but it's still pretty focused on me. I'm using, oh, I gotta set up the background camera for this shot because I want to get behind the scenes so you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, there's no more gatekeeping. Here's how I do it. BTS shot is set up, as you can see, and I decided not to hold the mic anymore and just clip it directly to my shirt. This mic is the DJI Mic 2, and these mics are pretty awesome. This mic has a little magnet on the back of it. So I was like, I'm holding it, and then I'm like, you know what, let me just clip it to the shirt, see how it goes. So this is the audio coming directly from the DJI Mic 2. It's connected to my Sony A7 IV that you're watching me on right now. And in the background is my little setup. My wife calls it the mega desk because I got that massive monitor. But anyway, enough about that. I had a friend reach out to me recently and was like, dude, you need to make some educational content about what you do, how you do, and why you do what you do with video or podcasting. Like, people want to know. So I'm like, all right, ask away, ask questions. There's no secrets with me. You know, I want to help whoever wants to learn. I love teaching people. I think that sharing what you know and how you know and all the things that you can to teach someone else are super valuable. And there's a lot that people would love to learn and you have access to, so just show them. Like, some people are afraid of, like, oh, I'm not gonna make any money, or I'm not gonna profit off of this. And the reality is maybe you don't profit off of it, but maybe further down the road, this creates something super beneficial for you. So anyway, that aside, no more gatekeeping. For a majority of the shoots that I do, this is what my setup looks like. So I have my main camera in front of me, which is my Sony A7 IV with a 20mm lens, Tamron 2.8, f2.8mm lens that connects to my Sony A7 IV. It's got autofocus, so it tracks pretty well. It's a cheap lens too. I think I got it for like $300 on Amazon. Main downside if you're using the camera is it makes a little bit of noise, like when it's autofocusing. So that's like, I mean, the lens itself makes a little bit of noise, like it clicks in and out as it's trying to focus on you. So if I were to like come up right here and try to focus on me, it's making a little clicking noise. But then when I come back, it also does a little bit of clicking noise. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. My camera has the DJI Mic 2 hooked up directly to it. The receiver at least is hooked up to there. My Sony A7 IV is in a cage, a SmallRig cage that I bought off Amazon for another $30. On top of the camera is a handle, a mount, another SmallRig handle. I got that for $20. That comes with a little articulating arm for the monitor that I'm using on this camera, which is a Field World monitor. That one was a little pricey. The Field World monitor was probably like $250 or $300 on Amazon. This stand is a Neewer stand. Neewer. This is what I could afford at the time, was like $200, but it is super sturdy. It goes up to like almost 6.5 feet tall. Like, it is huge. So if you need to like be high up on a shot, this definitely helps. It also gets pretty low and can balance really easy. It's got like a little rotating head that you can use, very beneficial. I'm powering this camera, my Sony A7 IV, through a V mount battery. I feel like that has changed the game, at least for what I do. This V mount battery has been amazing. Right now, the battery's probably at like 68%, and this is after a second shoot. I did probably a half-day shoot 2 days ago, and the battery's still chugging along fine, and it's just powering my camera right now. I'm gonna have it so that it powers also the monitor. Right now, the monitor is being powered by an NP-F970 battery. Again, all of the stuff that I've purchased, just the majority of it has been purchased off Amazon. Because next day shipping, and I don't have anything local besides a small place called Dodd Camera here locally in the Dayton area, and I don't feel like driving over there sometimes because some of their stuff is a little outpriced, or I don't want to say it's overpriced. Some of their stuff is overpriced compared to Amazon, and then I just wait a day and I get it with Prime. I'm like, dude, give me the other stuff, it works just fine. The light right here behind me, this one right here, yep, that is a light I got off of Amazon. Another Amazon purchase was like $50, awesome. There's another small one that you can't see, and it's right tucked back here. Oh, it's tucked back there somewhere, right there. You see the little shine right here? So that little reflection is of that little light. It's like this big. I'll grab it right here in a sec. Boom, this little light right here, $20, $30 on Amazon. It's been running for about an hour right now, and it still says 100% battery life. I mean, there's 3 bars on this thing, so it doesn't exactly say 100%, but I mean, it's pretty sweet. And then you can change the color temperature and all kinds of stuff. Like, let's make this a little bit warmer. Yeah, I like that. I like that feel, almost like candlelight, like a warm light on your face. Feels great. But yeah, 30 bucks on Amazon. This can come in handy. It's got a pretty awesome white light feature. So if you need like white light, great. You can also change the color temperature. Right now, this is 4400K. We can switch it up to like 56 or higher, or 60. 10 out of 10, recommend just to have in your back pocket, just in case, more than anything. All right, here's a demonstration of how the magnetic thing works. I found a pot in my house, and there you go. Well, I mean, ish. There. Oh. The light's still working. So yeah, this is a cool little item to buy, purchase, or use. If it's a just in case item more than anything for me. So I throw it in my backpack, forget it, and just in case, like if I have a shoot that for some reason I forgot all light and it's late at night, or maybe just need a quick flashlight. So far, battery life is awesome on this, and it's really bright. Recommend it. So besides these little tube lights that I got behind me, I also, in this setup currently, we have a SmallRig 120B. This light that is in front of me that's powering me, it's tilted a little bit off to the side so I can get some, shadows. And this actual hood for it is also SmallRig, if I'm not mistaken. The reason I got that hood, because it just snaps into place, and it's got its own little case and everything. Pull it out, boom, 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 snap it into place, and put it right on the light. It takes literally maybe 30 seconds. Best purchase I've ever made. Super beneficial, super thankful. If you want a quick run and gun setup for lighting, that is a must. Stand, of course, Neewer. It was like $100 bucks for that Neewer stand. 100% recommend C-stands. It comes with a articulating head. So the V-mount battery that I have connected to this camera right now, it's connected on a V-mount plate that's connected to the cage that I purchased that is a SmallRig. It's a SmallRig battery adapter, or V-mount battery adapter, or plate, whatever you want to call it, that you can get off Amazon. And then I have another SmallRig handle that just helps for stability. So when I'm on a shoot, I don't have to just be holding this weird cage thing or just the top handle, but I also have the side handle and the top. My HDMI cable that I got connected from the monitor to the camera is a Condor blue, I think, except it's black cable. The cable that's connected to my camera currently, that's powering it, is a SmallRig D-Tap dummy battery, NPF dummy battery for Sony. It has worked great. And I'd recommend you get the SmallRig one and not just like a cheap off-brand one. I had the cheap one and I was having connection issues. It wouldn't stay powered, and my camera was turning off every 2 seconds, which freaked me out because I've had that happen before with another camera. I bought a third-party, like cheap Amazon purchased battery connector adapter, and it fried my camera, my Sony A7 IV. And I'll put the video right here for you to watch, probably right in front of me. Click that, or right here down below. You should watch it. It's a sad story. Awesome item to have. Ulanzi quick release plate, or quick release setup thing right here. I'm gonna show you. This thing right here is freaking money. I literally can drop my camera in there and it clasps it and holds on. These things are super strong. And then I have a Moman little mini tripod setup. It is pretty hardcore. It's got a couple little 1/4 inch attachment threads that you can attach stuff to. This goes under my camera almost at all times, because then when I put my camera down, all I gotta do is extend these and boom, sits perfectly flat. But also, if you wanted to have a little bit of maybe a lift and not completely flat, just adjust that and it's no longer all the way flat. And one more quick adjustment and we can go right back down. There we go. All the way flat. Super, super awesome. And then the last item I'm gonna show you here in a second is probably the most important with this specific camera, the A7 IV. Because unfortunately, the A7 IV, when you're shooting for longer periods of time, tends to overheat. I've experienced it quite a few times and I was frustrated and I couldn't figure out any solution until I found this one item. And the item that I found was this little thing right here. It is a Ulanzi or Ulanzi, I don't know how to say it, so I'm saying Ulanzi, little fan that goes on the back of the camera. Listen, this guy right here, I was on my last shoot, I forgot to put it on. My camera was starting to overheat. I got the little overheat sign, so I stopped the recording. This little thing took it down, my camera, from like 50 or 60 degrees Celsius down to almost 39 within like 3 minutes. Definitely helps cool down the camera enough for it to continue to shoot. It pushes out a good bit of air. Right now it's on setting 1, and setting 2 is significantly faster, and that's how I brought it down so quickly. But for Sony A7 IV users, this is a must. Now it is a little loud, but it is so beneficial. It will help you on longer shoots or maybe a little warmer shoots so your camera does not overheat. All right, lastly, when it comes to putting all of this stuff together, so putting all this stuff together and then shooting the camera, that's a whole nother beast. So these are all the little knickknacks and things that I'm using for the camera itself. But on top of that, you need to learn how to use the camera, what settings to use on the camera. Currently, I'm shooting in 4K on this camera. I don't have any picture profiles loaded on this, which the picture profile on the Sony A7 IV just gives it a different, almost like a flat look, but it's logged, so it gives you a lot of information on this camera. I'm not shooting on there on the picture profile, but I am shooting in standard, and it still looks pretty good. My white balance for my camera, which is a very important thing on these kinds of cameras, my white balance looks good. Everything around me looks pretty good. So once I'm done recording, I take this and I put it into my editing software. I edit off of Adobe Premiere Pro, and that's just what I use, what I've been using for the longest time, and I'm super familiar with it. Some people use DaVinci Resolve, some people use Final Cut Pro, some people use CapCut, some people use Canva. Whatever you use, learn it as best as you can. All of these different video editing softwares have their own little nuances and things that make them great or make them, you know, maybe not so great in some areas. But it just depends on how you use it. It's a tool. All of these tools are pretty similar. It's like if you go to Home Depot, you can look at 4 or 5 different hammers, all different brand names, but they're all still hammers. They have little things that might be better, but still gonna do the same thing essentially. So that is for this portion of gatekeeping, like video-wise, how I shot this, and you're in the background, you can see what I'm doing literally in real time. And I'm gonna chop this up and show it to you so you can see how I get this shot done and what I used for this shot. My next thing that I want to do for gatekeeping is talking to you through like how I edit podcasts, and at least my way of doing it. Everybody has their own way of doing it. Some people like to switch it live. I don't personally like switching it live. I literally just set up cameras and shoot, and then I do everything in post because I have a program that makes it super sweet for editing in post. I can do an hour podcast, have everything cut up and done in about 30 minutes of editing, which is wild because of this one plugin for Premiere Pro. So definitely recommend, but I'll talk to you guys about that in the next video or another video. Hopefully this video has helped you out. Like, subscribe, share this video, and let's grow and let's do this together. Thanks for watching.